Welcome back to the Stadium of Lights, as many fans are still inside applauding the team coming off just behind us here on the gantry in the West Stand. Sunderland came from a goal behind this afternoon to win by 2-1, Danny. Great second half performance, which was the difference this afternoon.
It was, yeah, and I thought looking at the game last week at Swansea, weren't quite at it first half, but had a good second half, but it wasn't enough. The damage was done in that first half. Today we go in a goal down, but great character to the boys. We're just having a chat there before we've come back. I think we've had 3 changes in formation today. Ahmad came on, you weren't sure where he was playing. We'll discuss that. Yeah, I think he was in at number 8 alongside Pritchard, but we'll discuss that in a minute. But no, I just thought the intensity in that second half, we upped it. We got the technicians into the game. You know, Pritchard, Patrick, I thought was excellent.
Started playing football, didn't we?
Got the ball down and gradually wore them down, really. They had a little bit of a rally, didn't they, second half? But no, I don't think you can argue we deserve to win the game.
Thanks very much. Right, OK, then let's have a look at some of the moments then. Danny, here at the Stadium of Light this afternoon. Frustrating first half. There was little opportunities like this for Patrick Roberts on occasion. Showed his skills and his class, didn't he, this afternoon?
He did.
But, you know, this is probably as good as it got for Sunderland in the first half.
Yeah, well, yeah, we were getting into those areas, really. But I think, you know, it showed, and even second half, we discussed it, didn't we? Balls fizzed across the 6-yard line, maybe just missing that focal point, the natural striker in that 18-yard box. We didn't have it, but yes, we've won the game today. But no, I just think, you know, when Patrick's bright and he's busy, he gets us going, doesn't he? He's one of those players like Aidan McGeady for me. When he's on his game and he's getting the ball, you're up on the edge of your seat, you're waiting for something to happen. And it's like he kicks into gear, doesn't he? Goes through the gears. You know, you asked James McLean, did he enjoy playing up against them today? He wouldn't have enjoyed that. I've been there when somebody's on your side.
What about this incident here, Danny?
I've got to be honest, ironically, Elliott's gone and got us a goal as well, hasn't he? When you see this back, look, he's gone in, studs up there, straight down Charlie's ankle, and I think it's a red card. You know, I'll have a chat with Elliott about it. we'll have a discussion about it later on, I'm sure. But no, I thought it was a red card. Fortunately for us, he stays on the pitch and he goes and gets us the first goal, doesn't he?
There's a couple of tasty challenges.
Yeah,
the game only finished with 4 yellows in the end.
Yeah, but there were a few of those challenges, and you're going to get that when it's wet and there's a few stray passes going around, and you know, there's lads out there committed and they're going in for balls, and sometimes they come off worse than what they look sometimes. But no, unfortunately, as I say, Elliott stayed on the pitch. But again, there's Patrick trying to get in there, fraction offside, isn't he? I think you give credit to Tilt there. He's just leaning and he gets the arm up early, and I say sometimes that scares the linesman into action and the flag goes up and we're not looking down the line of it.
No,
you have to give the benefit of the doubt to the linesman. But yeah, we'll see their goal in a minute, and it was disappointing, wasn't it? Because I thought we were just...
Yeah, I think you said in comms actually that we've limited them for opportunities.
Yeah, you know, Max was taking throw-ins, wasn't he? Charlie won a few flick-ons, a few balls bobbling around, but I don't think did Patson have a save to make in that first half.
No,
I don't think he did.
Just had to pick the ball out of the net, didn't he?
Yeah, and that was the only thing in that first half. Nathan was fairly quiet for them, wasn't he? We kept him quiet, and this was just before. I think this was the one just before they score. You know, this is Jack Clark on his weaker left foot, but we've seen him last week. You know, he took his goal really well on his left foot last week. Could have been a foul there. Good advantage, to be fair to the referee. Let's play go on. And I think Jack will be disappointed, doesn't wrap his foot around it and find that bottom corner. So there's another one with Patrick driving forward again.
Megs on McLean there.
Into the box. You know, 3-4 bodies around him, and he just fizzes it. Yeah, is it across, is it shot? But he was bright all afternoon, Patrick, I thought, and that's why I give him man of the match. You could mention Dennis Shirkin coming back into the team. Dennis is the one who's got us the winner as well, and defended quite well. I've come away from Defenders Union this week. I've gone up the top end of the pitch and give it Patrick. But here's their goal. Disappointing, you know, front throw in. We're not switched on in the middle of the park.
Nathan Broadhead involved.
Yeah, Luke commits, doesn't get there, running back towards our own goal. We don't deal with that when it went. It's a great finish from Charlie. Give him credit, to be fair.
3 former Sunderland players involved in that goal.
Yeah, it was. I was going to say that, actually. Yeah, Nathan into James McLean. But you see we're getting numbers back there, but there's always a worry whenever you see defenders running back towards their own goal. It's actually Luke again, isn't it? It comes off his, I think it's the inside of his knee, running back towards his goal, doesn't get the contact on it to cut the ball out.
Just there, isn't it? Yeah.
And as it comes to Charlie, just sits up for him and he
takes it really well.
Passes it into that far corner. And that's right on half-time, isn't it? Where, you know, you've said it there, Frankie, they offered very little going forward, Wigan.
Yeah, just before half-time. And then second half came, you know, and Sunderland, apart from that opportunity there for McLean, where you thought, well, he probably hasn't got the angle there. Yeah. Then Sunderland started to dominate possession. The game changed.
He took the wrong decision there from James McLean. Look, they've got numbers in the box there. I think he's got a pull back from Max Power edge of the box. angles against him there, puts his laces through it, and he's never going to score from there.
I think it's our first goal here, Danny.
But here it is, yeah, getting back into it now, and work it well across the pitch there. Elliott comes narrow, he feeds it into Pritchard, fizzes it across, and Elliott does well, just puts the brakes on Elliott, just to get himself a yard.
Just want to keep it down as well, because he's actually leaning back quite a bit there as well.
I think it's actually bobbled into him. See it back from this one now, as he comes into Dennis Sirkin. Pritchard just stalls it, just holds it up, waits for him, good way to pass, and he just chops it into the floor, and you see it's bouncing into Elliott, but does well, just puts the brakes on, 6-yard line, and he just passes it into the net. And then we deserved it, I thought, as you said, Frankie. We started the second half well, we looked bright, and he just controls it with his left foot, Elliott, into the back of the net.
Not long after this, we saw the introduction. We saw the introduction of Ahmad, didn't we, at half-time, and he had a bit of a say in the second half as well, didn't he?
Well, yeah, he's quite bright. And just have a look at this one first, and then say Wigan, they had this one. Is this? Yes, Nathan Broadhead on the swivel. We get the blocking, and Naylor gets it wrong, doesn't he, on the follow-up? So a lot of their opportunities from set plays, whether it be throw-ins. This one here,
Patterson gets the tips on.
Yeah, it's good from Patterson, with Charlie White coming in behind him. So they were, although we did get that equaliser, they did come back at us, Wigan, to be fair. But then after then, I thought we were strong. We went up another gear, didn't we?
Just, you know, there's a couple of occasions where we found ourselves putting the ball into excellent areas, just couldn't get a man on the end of them.
No, as I say, we keep going back to it, don't we? Natural striker in there. Ross, I'm sure he's licking his lips behind the dugout watching that today.
Even those chances there, like, you know, a foot above Jack Clark. Roscoe's putting that in,
Ross
isn't he?
Ross was, 6'4", getting on the end of that, possibly nodding it down for somebody else as well. But we were getting time and time again into good areas, and the game opened up a little bit second half. That one there, lovely ball from Patrick.
It just leaves it behind, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, that's it. Just gets it stuck under his feet. You see it from the angle behind. This one now, lovely spot. Good run from Jack, to be fair. And I think what catches Jack's eye there is Amos puts the brakes on, doesn't commit, doesn't come flying out to try and nick it off him. And he catches Jack, and Jack just puts the brakes on and gets it stuck under his feet. But we were seeing some lovely balls played into them 6-yard box, and he was in the thick of it, wasn't he, Patrick, in the second half? And Pritchard as well, to be fair. Lovely ball fed in. You can say he's Jack on his heels as he's waiting for the pull back, but it just fizzes out the far side of the pitch. Another one there, carbon copy. Look, ball's coming in that 6-yard box. And it's just that natural movement, I think, of a striker being in and around it. But here we go now. Here's the second goal. Wigan switch off. We take it quick. Luke into Pritchard, catches the cameraman out as well.
What an arrival at the far post from Dennis Sirkin there.
What I love from Dennis, been out for weeks there, and you can see what it means to him, getting back out there, back in the team. Yes, he had a run out in the week to get his fitness going.
Check the lino there as well, did
he? Have a quick look just in case. But he switched off. McLean arguing with the referee, waving his arms round. Look there, Derinqua. I'm not sure what Derinqua does. He sort of falls as if he's going to try and flick it out the far side.
As soon as Dennis Sirkin gets goal side of him, he's in trouble, isn't he, Derinqua?
Well, he's in trouble, yeah, but he's actually in a good position, Derinqua. See it back now, look. Take it short. He's just go and head it. I'm not sure what he's doing. He sort of falls on the floor. Look, he's down before Dennis makes contact. But credit to Dennis, he wants it, doesn't he, at the far post?
Yeah.
You know, he's on the front foot. He's running onto it, and he's taking the lot there. No chance for Amos.
Maybe that was a difference in the second half, as well as Sunderland getting the technicians on the ball, Danny.
Yeah.
Sunderland wanted it more than Wigan.
Well, we do, and I think the problem was, I said in the first half, where Daniel are coming out of there and Embleton come out of that middle space. There's nobody to play it into. You know, you see whether it was Sirkin actually on the other side or Lyndon Goose. They're looking up. There's no options in the middle of the park to play the ball. It was all down the channel, wide into the wide men's feet. Whereas second half, they were getting into those pockets, and those threaded passes were on. Little bit of a nervy one late on here. You know, Wigan made a lot of changes. Some big lads in the middle of the box there. Obviously, we brought Bailey on as well to try and help out. But when this ball comes in, panic stations, and Danny Bart's ended up on his backside. Ball's dropping round. Commitment from the lads. Alessi gets a block in. Lovely block from Dennis as well. You know, to be fair, I could have given 2 man of the matches there, but Dennis, you know, or Patrick today. This was a strange one for me. You know, we give a free kick against Jack Clark there, where Jack's having his shirt pulled. Yes, he's got a piece of Derinqua's shirt, but
that was
6-1, isn't it?
Look,
he's got his arms round.
That was so frustrating for me, that decision, Danny. I said it in commentary. I couldn't believe it at the time, and many people around us as well couldn't believe it. But anyway, we don't need to talk about the referee. We won fair and square this afternoon, so we don't have to. We will have a look now at the other scores from in and around the championship now, if we can. These are how things ended. There was a couple of early kickoffs. That was Luton against QPR, and Rotherham Huddersfield at the top there. Then we have Bristol City 1, Millwall 2, Burnley 4, Swansea 0, Cardiff 0, Coventry 1, Middlesbrough. Their wars continue. Again, beat by 2-1 against Blackburn. Sunderland's next opponent is Blackburn, of course. Preston North End 0, Stoke 2, Reading 0, West Bromwich Albion 2, Sheffield United 3, Blackpool 3. And that's a late kick-off, I think, Watford and Norwich, which is 0-0. I'm not entirely sure what time that one is kicking off. Anyone you want to pull out there, Danny?
I think you look at West Brom, Steve Bruce sacked in the week. They go and beat Reading, who are right up the top there.
Sometimes happens, doesn't it?
None of the top teams winning either. Look, Norwich held to a draw at Watford. Swansea, been going well. Smashed 4-0 at Burnley. And Sheffield United
soon, haven't we, as 3-3.
Well. So tough to call, isn't it? Coupon busters on there.
Well, let's see what it does to the league table then, if we can have a look at that, please. Here it is. Burnley, top of the shop after Sheffield United stutter. And then we've got Norwich reading down, Queen's Park Rangers, Blackburn Rovers, who Sunderland face on Tuesday. Reading complete the playoff positions. Then Luton, Swansea, Sunderland back up to 9th.
Yeah, back in the top
13th this morning.
Yeah, it's tight, isn't it? And then, as you say, on was it Tuesday night, go to Ewood Park, try and take care of Blackburn, go above them. Can we? No, we can't. No, 4 points behind them. So no, but it's tight. Still tight there. Burnley, top of the pile this evening. Just got to keep churning the games off, but it's good to get back to winning ways, isn't it?
Yes. I wonder what should we do now. Should we do man of the match? Who was your man of the match this afternoon, Danny?
I'd give it to Patrick. Could have given it Dennis, I think, one or two others perhaps. But no, I just thought Patrick early on, bright and busy. You look at all the clips there, the highlights in that first half. He was bright, wasn't he? Driving forward. Everything was coming through him. You see him now. He's always got 2 or 3 men around him, but it's almost like he enjoys it. He's got these pictures in his head where he's almost slaloming through players, isn't he?
Yeah.
And you see sometimes he gets a ricochet and it's back into his path, but you see him there, 2 or 3. Another day he bends that one into that far corner again, like we've seen at Reading a few weeks ago. Here he is again now, coming across the pitch. He's always coming across. He doesn't really want to go on the outside of his man, but when you're up against him, he just shifts it. Yeah, he can do.
Unlucky there, maybe fraction offside. We think from maybe some of the players' reactions, we suspect that one was offside. There's no camera on the line.
Yeah, there's not too many arguing it either, was there? But no, he's we see there he comes off this right hand side, doesn't he? And he's almost in that centre forward position. Puts the ball away, but just shade offside, isn't it? Give credit to Tilt, I think. The last of the centre halves, the 16 with his arm up there, just reads the situation well and steps up, doesn't he, as it's played. Just catches Patrick a yard offside. But no, I just thought everything was good. He was bright. Sometimes you see Patrick, he can be in and out of games, but every time he was on the ball today, you could see his tail was up and he was driving. And whether it was James McLean, Tilt, got him on a yellow card there again. He was lucky there, Tilt. He could have picked up a second one. Good advantage from the referee, Keith Stroud. We mentioned him second half. There was a couple of niggly ones, that Jack Clark one where he gives it for the shirt pull.
Yeah.
We booked Anthony Patterson for time wasting.
Yeah, that was another ridiculous one. Sorry, why did you bring that up for?
I know, yeah. So we don't want to talk about the ref, do we? But no, he let this one go on. It was good. See there, he could have gone back to that one, give a free kick, and another day Jack tucks this one into that bottom corner, so it would have been a good advantage from the referee. And there he goes again. This one down the channel into his path. Yeah,
nice.
Some people might, was it miscontrol? I'm not sure it was. I think he just dummies that he's going to bring it down and allows it to run across him there, Patrick, until buys it, tries to dive in and nick it ahead of him. Fizzes it across, is it a shot? Is he just trying to fizz it for someone to get on the end of? Only Patrick knows. But his energy tank as well, Patrick. He keeps on going, late on in the games, he looks like it's the first few minutes where he picks the ball up on the touchline and he's still got that zip about his game when he's driving at his man, committing defenders, whether it's full-backs, centre-halves coming across. And he goes past play sometimes like they're not there.
Yeah, much deserved man of the match. Here he is in the second half.
That one there,
great
picking
ball
a pass
through.
as well. Yeah, lovely.
Absolutely great ball through. Just stumbles on it a little bit. But he doesn't even stumble on it. He kind of just leaves it behind.
Yeah.
He does make contact with Jack Clark.
I think it's the goalkeeper who makes his mind up there. He's waiting for him to, but he doesn't. He's waiting for the glove. Keepers come flying out.
He's waiting for
dive
the
in to try and nick it.
Yeah.
Once he doesn't there, Jack just forgets to take the ball with him, doesn't he?
It's always important to do
and
that.
there he is in that far corner as well, late on. And he's good at wearing the clock down, isn't he? Late on, you see situations, he gets you up the pitch into that far corner, just wears the clock down. And, Wigan players at the last few minutes as well in this bottom corner below us. Pritchard was doing the same, where it deflates the opposition. They know the game's almost gone. They're in their own half and, takes the game away from Wigan. So Patrick was excellent. Dennis was excellent as well.
Yeah,
there's some other players, Elliott as well, I thought. And So difficult one to pick a man of the match, which is a good thing.
Yes, always a good problem to have. Let's have a look at some of your thoughts then, as we look at hashtag Ask Danny. This one has came in from, what was that? My screen is a little bit dodgy. Baby Face 87. Why not put Elise central midfield, central defensive midfield, and put Sirkin left back? Well, we saw Sirkin play a left back pretty much throughout the whole game, didn't we? But we did see a change of formation for Elise halfway through the match.
Yeah, so starting the game there, it was a 3, wasn't it? Elise, I was surprised he was actually that high up. He was in that first half, left wing back, but really high on that left-hand side.
Didn't quite work out, did it? Well, he didn't get the ball.
No, didn't see a lot of the ball. A couple of balls clipped onto him, fight balls and that. But no, in general play, couldn't really get him into the game. Dennis starting on that left-hand side, centre half. Then we changed it, second half. We were looking at formation. We went to a back 4. Luke went out to right back with Linden coming off. Danny Alessi goes into centre half and Dennis in there alongside him. So you've got good balance there. 2 natural left footers on the left-hand side of the back 4. And then it was like almost a 4-1-4-1. You said, didn't you? Whereas Ahmad come on and he was dropping into pockets. He was up the top. He was out on that right-hand side. But it was almost like a 4-5-1, 4-1-4-1 with Daniel as the sitter.
Yep.
Elliot came out to the left-hand side with obviously Dennis in behind him. Pritchard and Ahmad there, and Jack Clark was almost the striker. Patrick on the right-hand side as well. So you've got to be on your toes, chopping and changing. But credit to Tony Mowbray, bringing subs on. He could see we needed to get back into the game, obviously. How could he affect that? Brought Ahmad on. Linden, I'm guessing, picked up that injury, tried to carry on, but it was feeling it. But yeah, whether he's asking the question, I'm not sure about Alessi going and playing in sitting centre midfielder. Corey will be back there Tuesday night, I would imagine. So it'll be interesting to see what shape and what personnel we go with.
Okay, then let's have a look at another one then, please, here on hashtag Ask Danny. That's a long one, this one. All right, lads, watching from Istanbul this evening. Just wondering if Danny has any thoughts on what can be done to deal with time wasting. Right, he also goes on to say, the current system doesn't work for me. Pato getting booked after the last few weeks we've had feels very unbalanced and unfair. Well, one of our fans has brought it up. You know what? I was so frustrated when that happened because we saw so much time wasting in the game from Wigan when they were 1-0 up that the referee had about 5 minutes on to the end of the game. Anthony Patterson didn't seem to be taking too long over it, and the referee chose that to be the example. And there was so much more in the game from them. Yeah. So first of all, what did you make of him getting the yellow card for that?
I thought Patos was harsh, as you say. It wasn't too long, but I think referees get this thing in the head. It's coming towards the end of the game. Right. Yes, we're at home and we're in the lead. Now, if that was 1-1, he probably wouldn't have booked him. And I thought, if it was 1-1, Wigan would have perhaps been happy to take the point. Yeah. They weren't in the ascendancy as such, were they? We got the goal. They chucked a few players on and a few balls were coming into the box. But no, I didn't think Pato was taking the mix, should we say? Wasn't. Sometimes keepers will pick it up one side, then they'll dribble it and take it the other side of the goal, set it in the 6-yard box. Yeah. But seemed a bit trigger happy with that yellow, to be honest. But as you say there, Amos went down. I think it was 57 minutes on the clock when he went down. We've seen it. Was it the last home game? Was it Preston or Blackpool? One of the keepers went down with cramp. I'm not sure how goalies get cramp, to be honest with you. Distance they have to cover.
So what can be done about it? Another point there, what he was making. What can be done about it?
Is it a case of set the stall out early on?
Yeah, stop the first one.
Maybe. When we go away from home, though, we're likely to do it, aren't we? And then it's a natural thing in football, isn't it? For instance, I don't know, say we're away at Swansea last week, we're 1-0 up and it's the 85th minute, we're naturally going to slow the game down. Referee comes across, you have to be careful as well. I said it late on there, Pritchard had been booked. He come across, he was taking his time to come across and take the corner. Now you've got to be careful there. Ref could say, listen, you're taking your time, there's your second yellow card. Yeah. So it's getting the balance. And I know it's frustrating, you want to see a flow to the game. In that first half, it wasn't really there. There was a lot of niggly fouls and free kicks, wasn't there? Going about, and sometimes the conditions play their part in that. But yeah, you don't want to be sat here again talking about the referee. We don't want to see 12 yellow, 13 yellow cards in a game of football either. No. And you want to see the referee booking players for what are free kick decisions really. If we're on about the refs' performance as a whole, I think we can argue we're perhaps lucky for me that Elliot Embleton didn't get a red card for his. He picked up a yellow, and he's gone on to get us that first goal as well, hasn't he? Yeah. That could have been a red card for me, so we've got away with one there. Don't want to talk about too many more yellow cards really. We want to focus on the game, and as a whole, I think we've been excellent second half, getting back into the game and driving on from there really. it looked like at one stage Wigan maybe coming back into the game a little bit. They had that 5-minute spell, didn't they? A few balls coming in, but we got back on the front foot, and then naturally we got that second goal, and then sometimes I think refs, getting back onto his point there, refs maybe looking for yellow cards sometimes to hurry the game on. Really, if they're getting assessed, they might feel, I've got to keep on top. If the assessor's here having a look at me, because I'll get a slap on the wrist if I'm not producing a yellow card if a player's time wasting. But no, I thought Pato's was harsh, to be honest.
Okay, then let's have a look at another of your thoughts on #AskDanny. Our friend, Mr. Spencer, the music teacher. We've got a few players now with lightning quick feet. Ahmad, Roberts, etc. Danny, from your playing days, who sticks in your mind as dazzling quick? Dave in Malaysia.
Dazzlingly quick, was it there? Dazzlingly quick. In terms of players who I played with, I think Steed Malbronk's was the one I come back with my time at the club here. Steed had great feet.
What about in oppositions? You played against some very famous footballers in the Premier
Thierry
League.
Henry was lightning quick, wasn't he? Played against him a couple of times. And
what was he like to play against? What was so great about him as a great player? What was it about?
I think he's just got that aura about him, all that
so
fear.
Tall though as well for
yes,
striker.
I think players don't
so
pick
fast.
up. He's 6'3", 6'4", big size he was, but just quick, wasn't he? Jet heels on him, and he's not one you'd want 1v1 too often in and around the 18-yard box. You talk about Patrick and those type of players, and I always found it was sort of tricky when if I played left back, you were happy if it was a right footer on your side, as your last lads when they're playing against Patrick on that side,
because they've got to go outside.
You're happy if a winger's right footed, because there's only that channel. You've got to show him down really up against the touchline.
Do that for 90 minutes.
They've got to try and beat you on the outside. Whereas Patrick, he wants to come in, but because he's small and he's quick feet, as he's mentioned there on the tweet, he wants to come inside, but it's difficult. You almost don't want to overcompensate too much and allow them to go on the outside of you.
And they're waiting for contact as well, players like that, aren't they?
And then what it does as well, especially in Patrick's case there, obviously one of the midfielders comes across as well to try and double up on him. So then that should allow somebody else to be free. Can we then move the ball around the pitch? But I think, as I said there, Patrick's happy that when he's got two men there, he's got these pictures he's developing in his head. He's like seeing little avenues and those slalom runs he's got to make his way through. But yeah, thinking back to my time, obviously Theo Walcott, not so much tricky, but just quick players, with the ball at their feet. Aaron Lennon, another one, similar to Patrick, small, low centre of gravity, wanted to get at you 1v1.
Okay, any more? Do we have a couple more? Here's another one. This one's from Acacia, who says, "What a beautiful goal that was from Dennis Serkin. We need to keep this up and score more goals at home." Well, yeah, I suppose that's only the second win we've seen at home this season, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And,
it is, yeah. Rotherham, 3-0.
And Dennis Serkin, let's have a word on Dennis Serkin. Back in the side this afternoon. He played the full 90 as well and got the winning goal.
He did, yeah. I think, did he play 90 in the week as well for the 23s?
For the 23s,
yeah, I know
not
he had a
entirely
run.
sure.
I'm not sure if he played 90, but no, he's been out a few weeks, hasn't he? And I thought he's started the season well as well, to be fair to him. Whether he'd been asked to, last season, played in that outside left centre-half role at times. He's played wing-back, natural left-back as it was second half today. But I think his defensive game's coming on as well. He likes to drive forward. You can see that when he picks the ball up and he's got space in front of him, he's happy to step in and to go and join in as well. But yeah, if we're talking about his goal there, it was the quick play on the far side. Pritchard had tried it earlier, didn't he, where he got the free kick. The ref pulled him back for it. Yeah. Frustration from the crowd. But there, Luke O'Nien was sharp. Plays it into Pritchard. Wigan are arguing with the ref. They're not sit. You can see James McLean. He's waving his arms at the ref. We take it quick, and that's the difference. Sometimes the higher you go, it's switching on, staying focused and getting back in and getting organised. And credit to Dennis as well on the left-hand side of the pitch there. Could have give it up. Ball comes in. Looks like Derink was in a good position. Should deal with it. Poor defending from him, to be honest. He's in a good position, but I don't know what he's trying to do. He's trying to duck under it. Is he trying to flick it on? But
he did get a head injury early on in the game. Would that be in his mind as the ball comes in?
I'm not sure. Even he could have. Look at it back now and you see. So we can't see Luke there, but Luke, there's McLean waving his arms at the ref. Play's been taken. Ball's finished there. And look, Derink, good position. He's stooping down. I think he thinks he's got time and he's going to flick it out the far side or flick it behind for a corner. He's got to deal with it. If he goes and runs towards the ball and meets it, he clears it. But from our point of view, look at Dennis there, gets himself in at the back post, and he just wants it more, doesn't he? He's in there, diving header, no chance for Amos. And it's good to see from Dennis, first goal for the club at home as well.
Yeah.
And you could see what it meant in his celebration. He running away there to the Sunderland fans, big smile on his face, and he's won us the 3 points today.
Fantastic stuff from Dennis Sirkin this afternoon. Let's have a look at the final hashtag Ask Danny then. This one's from Regan, who says, with our strikers coming back and our current form, do you think we are genuine playoff contenders? And well, this always comes up when Sunderland win, isn't it? But I guess you can see that the league's so close, Danny. And, you know, Sunderland again moving 4 or 5 places up the division this afternoon as well after a win. And all those opportunities created this afternoon, Sunderland could have been out of sight, maybe, if they had a number 9.
They could have been, and I think that was the thing today. I think we were getting into the 18-yard box at will, really. First half, you know, as we said there, Patrick driving in, and second half there was 3 or 4 balls, weren't they, just fizzed across the 6-yard line. I think Watmore defended a couple well, actually, but I just said, didn't I, I'm sure Ellis Sims and Ross Stewart watching that here, licking their lips, think, I wouldn't mind being out there today. There's a few tap-ins there for me. But it's a worry when you're not creating. We haven't got a natural centre forward in the squad today or out there. But we are getting into good areas today, and we're putting good balls into the box. And as soon as we've got one of those two back, the better. You know, we are battling on. We scored, was it 5 goals without him? Obviously, Jack went up there and got himself a goal last week. And today we've got a couple. So, it's good to see we are scoring goals, but you go back to the 2 back-to-back 0-0s, really, where arguably if we had a natural striker on the pitch, we would have come back with more than 2 points from a possible 6. I'm not sure how far they are. I think Ellis was mentioned that he was going to be back before Ross Stewart. But certainly we need one of those 2 back as soon as we can.
But Sunderland found a way to win this afternoon.
It's not just goals as well. It's not just goals. It's that know-how as you know. You've seen Charlie White done it well for them today. Back to play, big and strong. Won a few flick-ons. It's balls. It's lending it when Patrick's coming off that right-hand side.
They lost something when Charlie came off.
I thought so. They changed straight McGuinness. McGuinness was a handful, but he gave free kicks away.
He had a bee in his bonnet, didn't he? Something.
Look at Charlie. Good goal from him, and just bumping players, flick-ons as well. But it's just having a natural striker up there and a bit of height as well. You know, Ross is big strapping lad. 6'4", puts himself about, and the same with Ellis. And obviously helping out back in our box as well with free kicks and corners coming in.
Good point. That's it for the hashtag Ask Danny's today, and that's it for the programme this afternoon. We'll be back on Tuesday evening in the studio as Sunderland head down to Ewood Park. 8 p.m. kick-off for that one, so we'll be on air from 7:30. That will be on the socials as well for everyone to see, but you can get your matchday streaming passes right now at safc.com for that one. Sunderland have came from a goal behind this afternoon to beat Wigan Athletic by 2-1 here at the Stadium of Light. We'll see you next time. Have a good weekend.